What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Go ahead, pull up a seat. Let's have a little chat, shall we? It's been a minute since I sat down and actually talked about Gray Zone Warfare, but after testing the latest patch that's hitting the game as well as having access to a community leader Q&A with the devs, I think I'm ready to talk about it again. We're gonna break down what I thought about the patch, cover some of the highlights of the Q&A, and then I'm gonna send y'all on your way. But for the console peeps, I got something for you near the end of the video. If that all sounds good and you want to see more, be sure to sub to the channel and let's get right on with it. Right, so patch 2 is offering 9 more LZs, new ADS settings for mouse sensitivity, on top of various other fixes with rubber banding, AI, and more. First things first, I did notice that the game performed remarkably better. This could be due to hotfix 5.3 fixing the performance issues that 5.2 initially caused, or the test servers weren't as bogged down. But things are running so much better than it was in the beginning for sure. The only thing I'll add here is that looking through scopes is slightly better, but it's still rough, especially around vegetation. I can only hope that this will get resolved sooner rather than later because I can't stand the 10 to 20 frame hit my game takes. Next, I want to touch on the AI because while they were improved in some areas, they still need a little bit more tuning. In the patch notes, they highlight that the AI would get stuck in the wall and shoot through them or something. I'm assuming that's been fixed because I was running the bunker with Red and the AI more or less just kept talking shit through the walls, but that was really about it. When we saw them out in the open though, it was just an entirely different fucking scenario. I mean, we found scavs that were either 2 sandwiches short of a goddamn picnic, or we found like a 1-to-1 copy of Chris Kyle. In this patch, I was hoping that some of the ammo concerns, like using the 7.62 against the scavs, would be fixed, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like it right now. I'm actually going to pull from the Q&A because my boy Crash Games asked them about that and pointed out that 5.56 is pretty much the best ammo type to use. And here's the response that he got from Devil Dog Gamer. We're currently evaluating the performance of different ammunition types in the game. While 5.56 is wildly popular due to its effectiveness, we have identified areas where other calibers like shotguns and pistols may be lacking. For instance, we've been testing rounds like 7.62 BT extensively, including personal tests that I've been doing over several days on both live and test servers. Despite not replicating many of the community's reported issues, we recognize the need for deeper investigation. It can be challenging to differentiate between community reported issues, round performance, and server-side problems, but we are committed to conducting a thorough analysis to address the ammo balance concerns. Now, I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty beefy response, but I think it's warranted because this has been kind of an ongoing issue for a while now. Some elements have gotten better, like the scavs don't take as many hits to kill them, but at the end of the day, it's still an issue that needs to be addressed and needs to be fixed. Moving on from that, I saw that in the key changes, the pickup and destination are displayed in the heli details. Now, in all honesty, I stopped being super observant audibly when it comes to the pilot because I got tired of this dickhead telling me that he can't pick me up when there's 4 helicopters in the air, but I have noticed that he'll actually say the name of the LZ he's heading to or returning you to. I don't know if that's always been a thing. I don't know if that is the pickup and destination display that they're talking about, but it sounds new to me. What I did notice though is that the ETA times are now gone, and this could be at the base or a different LZ. Now, I don't know if this was intentional, right? And if it was intentional, I can understand the need for immersion, but that was super helpful for communicating with your squad about how much time was left until the chopper came in. And speaking of the helis, they actually came up in the Q&A, but it was mostly about how ear-shattering the audio was and if we could get a pair of earplugs. You know, carrying around 2 sets of earphones takes up unnecessary inventory space and sometimes doesn't allow you to get more loot. Here's the response that Winter's Wolfcry got when he asked this question to the devs. Immersion is a key aspect to Gray Zone Warfare, and you are riding in a little bird. However, we have heard everyone's feedback on it, and you can expect some updates to this in the future regarding hearing protection and noise. I'm thinking that we could have this feature where you hit a certain key and your character just puts in earplugs. Even if the earplugs used 1 inventory space, I would still take it at the end of the day. Finally, let's go ahead and touch on the new LZs that I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to be going counterclockwise here. The first 3 are going to be located in Midnight Sapphire at the very top of the map. We got Foxshot 3 that is located far east southeast, and then Hotel 4 and Golf 3 that are located just south. Next, we got Echo 3 that's located to the right of Sawmill. We've got 2 new LZs in Fort Nerith, Delta 4 located to the far northwest, Delta 1 located to the far east. And to top it off, we got 3 in Tiger Bay, Julia 4, which is located far west, Kilo 3, which is located west southwest, and then India 3, which is located far north. Personally, I do like how there are more LZs that allow for a little bit more exploration when going into the cities, but one of the biggest things that I can see people bringing up is either the lack of things to see or do while going into these cities, as well as the lack of other transportation methods. Now, FPS Boomer asked if there will be other means of transport outside of the helis because it is a lot of ground to make up on foot after all, but Foxic told him this. So currently, we don't have plans for player-controlled ground vehicles because we want players to explore and experience the world on foot. As we add more content to Gray Zone Warfare, the world will become more dynamic and exploration on foot will be even more rewarding. I have little to no idea what Madfinger have cooking as far as what they're going to add to make traversing Lemang a little bit more enjoyable, but as soon as they do, I'll probably just tweet about it or I'll make a video on it. There really isn't much to dive into outside of that as far as the testing goes, and I don't want anyone to get me wrong. Regardless of some of the feedback that I've provided, I've been having a blast playing this game, and I do think that these changes that they're doing now and are going to add eventually are going to lead to an overall better product. I'm simply talking about some of these things now, all for the sake of hoping the game will get better, even more enjoyable, and more appealing for new players to join in. Before I dive into my final thoughts, a couple things I don't want to talk about that come from the Q&A I see as a form of honorable mentions. And the first one I want to bring up is that we are going to get shared waypoints and the ability to draw on the map. I find this comparable to something like 0 Hour where you can draw your strategies in real time in the prep phase. I think this is going to be a major quality of life improvement to have something like that in the game, because right now the only thing you can give out are coordinates or directions. I'm also going to love the amount of penises that just get drawn on this thing and make it completely unreadable. They're also working on a system that allows you to repair armor and weapons that have lost their durability, and this could just be a me thing. The armor I can understand and I'm fine with, but the weapons, that's gonna be a tough one for me to accept. I get that the whole point is immersion and realism, but there are some things we can do without, and weapon degradation is one of them. Now for the console folks, I didn't forget about you guys at all, I promise. They were asked about a console build for Gray Zone Warfare, and Devil Dog had this to say about it. Our goal though is to eventually release on console, but our current priority is to stabilize and complete the PC version. Once the PC version is in a solid and feature complete state, we'll allocate resources to develop a console version, but we don't have an ETA for consoles at this time at all. The focus is primarily on PC right now. Even though Devil says that they don't have an ETA, I can see this happening maybe 5 or 6 years down the road if everything is still smooth sailing. I'm kind of curious as to see how this game would work in a console setting, mostly because these kinds of games use way more inputs than what you'll find on a controller, but hey, only time will tell. And one more thing that I'll add here is that they did confirm we are getting new guns, a new caliber, and one of the weapons we are going to get is a quote-unquote fan favorite. Now, just off speculation, I have an idea of what the fan favorite gun could be / what I want it to be. It could be the M1 Garand, the M1928 Thompson, aka the Tommy gun, the MP5, the Magpul Masada, or the F2000. I swear, if one of these make entry into Gray Zone Warfare, I may just have to buy a whole new keyboard and a pair of pants. But for my final thoughts, I really do appreciate the amount of time and effort that's gone into Gray Zone Warfare so far, despite the current issues that are with the game. Regardless of what a few may say about a creator talking positively about a game he enjoys, Lord forbid we can't do that now. This isn't me glazing Madfinger, okay? Their game is really fun to play for me, either solo or with friends, because of the fact that you're not timed on anything. And you're also not rushed into doing mediocre bullshit quests. Plus how wonky the AI are right now, it creates a level of fear that some may get by only playing PvP. On top of that, the amount of communication Gray Zone has with their community is off the fucking chain, okay? They post stuff on X from time to time, and you can't help but just be excited about what's coming next. I mean, hell, while I was writing this script, they actually posted a photo of what appears to be nods and tagged a company named Night Gear Solutions. I can't help but think we're getting closer to having day and night cycles in Gray Zone. Now, I'm going to be brutally honest, okay? The game is still early. It is still super early for a lot of people, and they may not want to buy into it just now. And hey, that's fine. I wholeheartedly support that. But what I will say is that when update 1 comes along, I want you to have an open mind, okay? Because there's going to be so much more content added that it's going to have people that may have dropped the game early on to come back, And hell, maybe some people who've been eyeballing this for a while, they may want to pick it up. I mean, there's a creator by the name of Martonic that's already on his 3rd playthrough of Gray Zone and has implemented rules to make it more and more challenging. For the Tarkov chads out there, if you've seen Pestili's hardcore series, it's almost the same thing. At the end of it all though, I'm excited to see what Madfinger has in store, and I hope that the next time they do another community leader Q&A, I can actually attend it, because not only can I get something to y'all faster, but I'll be able to meet the other CLs in the community, and I just think it'd be a great time. But now I turn the mic to you. Let me know down below what you think about Gray Zone Warfare. And while you're down there, be sure to smash that like button and tap that sub button so YouTube can show you my content free of charge. And if you want to support the channel just a little bit more, for just 99 cents a month, you can see what I'm working on next, get access to the videos before anyone else, and much, much more. Shout out to the current members of the channel. Y'all are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. This is Sir Blackout signing off so I can walk my happy ass to the next LZ. I need the exercise anyways, guys. Later.